Good morning. Welcome to today's match between Ontario and Quebec in the Sport Check Under 18 Club Nationals, hosted by the PEI Soccer Association. Today's game being played at UPEI campus. Today's game is a matchup of the top two teams in Group A. Ontario currently with a win and a tie. Played two games, tying Nova Scotia 1-1 and beating Saskatchewan 3-0. Quebec, that was the Quebec's results. A tie with Nova Scotia 1-1. Win over Saskatchewan 3-0. So they're playing their third game. Ontario playing their fourth game in 4 days. Started with a win 3-0 over New Brunswick. Win 1-0 over Nova Scotia. And yesterday a tie with Saskatchewan at 0-0. Windy day today in Prince Edward Island. Wind is moving from this side of the field to the far right corner. A bit of an advantage for the team playing left to right. Today's colors are Quebec playing left to right in gold and black, and Ontario playing right to left in the white strips. Moments to kick off. Both teams look to take a commanding lead in their group. Look for a road to the final. And kickoff, Mix plays it back to Nickel. Garuch's passes off. Fortin picks it up. She turns and drives at the defense. Looks for Vanes, who was a key player in the first couple of games for Quebec. Throw deep in Ontario's end to start the game. And Tromboy to put this one in. Plays back to Patry. Patry back to Tromboy. Plays into Vanes. He's got a quick first few steps, as we saw. Cuts it back to Fortin. That's cleaned up by Lee for Ontario. And now for the first corner of the game for Quebec, as they look to take advantage of the wind that's blowing at their back. It's a 45-50 kilometer wind today. Gusts a little higher. Definitely want to use that to your advantage in the first half here. Try to put a couple in early and settle the nerves in a major matchup at this year's club championships. Vanes with the ball in. Well taken by Ontario goalkeeper. Shipley with the ball now wide. First couple of games she played, showed great pace. Scored a couple of goals in the day one against New Brunswick. Lee back to her center back, Galuzzo, into Nickel, cut out. Quebec takes position, but is put under pressure immediately. Heavy touch by Lee. Pouliot puts pressure on Law. Shipley now with the ball. Good tackle. Quebec looks to play forward through Pouliot. Lee cuts that out. Nickel on the ball now. Di Natale looks for Nickel. Back to Di Natale. Plays over the top to Vanes. Looks to send her cross in first time. Just didn't get enough on it. Out for a goal kick. Short goal kick played. Ball on the ball to Fortin. Good pressure from Ontario. Nice turn by 410 to create some space for herself. Picard plays across to 410. Looks to spring the left back. Tromboy, ball's just too heavy. That's the direction of the wind, that angle across the field. That'd be a tough ball to get on the end of today. Sun breaking through now in a cloudy morning. Temperature is supposed to get up to about 8 degrees, so still fairly cool for the players. Mix puts good pressure on. Quebec wins the throw. Tremblay to take it. Throws it directly to Vanes. Mix trying to win it back for Ontario. Ball's just cleared, only as far as Di Natale. 410 on the ball now, looking to slow things down and keep possession for her team. Another ball looking to spring the Quebec wing backs. That one just too much for Pouliot to get to. Law first to that header. Patry with time. Ontario not rushing to close down the center backs for Quebec. Allowing them to play in front of them. Waiting for them to come. Di Natale wins it back. Plays into Nickel. Nickel's pass doesn't. Shipley now back to get the ball for her team. Plays into Lee. Lee wide to Di Natale. Tremblay quickly in to win that one. Then a good tackle by Nickel. Di Natale turns into Quebec player. Quebec looks to start again into Waugh. Waugh looks wide to Pouliot. She's back into the middle for 410. Two 410s on the Quebec lineup at the moment. Turnover in possession. 410 with the touch. Looks to poke it through to Vanes, but unable to connect. Di Natale on the ball. Plays Vanes. Looks for Natale again. Not given any time on the ball by Quebec at the moment. Wow, looks to dribble through. She stopped by holding midfielder for Ontario. All the way back to Quebec keeper. She plays a nice ball out wide to Pouliot, who's immediately put under pressure by Ontario's Shipley. Baines on the ball now. She looks inside for Garachi. Nickel plays wide to Di Natale. Back to Garachi. Dribbles forward, finds space. Looks to send Nickel in. And that ball's just too much and out of play. Tremblay throws the ball in, gets it back from her teammate. Forward to 410, couldn't get a touch on to control it. And that one's out of play by Tremblay as Ontario got a throw in deep in Quebec's end. Di Natale to take this one. She looks to find Mix. Ball just runs through, Nickel in, Vanes back to Di Natale. Di Natale hits one in. You can see that ball hang up in the wind. Shipley does well to get up. Gets the head directed towards goal. But Pouliot did enough to eliminate any chance of putting any pace on that header. Waugh with the ball. Plays across to 410. She looks to spring Veins. That ball's too heavy and out of play. Galuzzo on the ball now. She looks to play inside, looks to get the ball to Shipley. Good job to use her body and get turned. Pouliot able to recover, win that one back. Plays it all the way back to Lobrecht. Vane's quick pressure on the ball causes a turnover. Shipley. Pouliot gets there before Shipley. Ball out for an Ontario throw. Andrade now for the ball, on the ball for Ontario. Plays over the top to Mix, into Shipley. Across to clear that is Patry, center back for Quebec. Andrade with the throw again, into Mix. Back to Andrade. Ball sent into the box. First to it is Tremblay for Quebec. 4-10 now on the ball. Immediate pressure by Mix. Back into 4-10 again. Into Wah. She looks to find 4-10 again. But that's cut out by Ontario. Missed kick by 4-10. She plays back to Pouliot. Pouliot wide to Wow. Made a good run to give her an option. She looks to switch the play through 4-10. 4-10 to Patry. Patry dribbles the halfway line. Looks to play Picard. Picard into 4-10. 4-10 just stumbles on the ball a little bit. Quebec has to restart. Still in the attacking half. Patry looks to swing the ball in. That ball straight through to Ontario keeper. No pressure, wasn't a run there from Quebec to get on the end of that one. Galuzzo wide to Andrade. Andrade back to Galuzzo. Now cleared. Good pressure by Di Natale. A shove in the back. Referee whistles for a foul. Lee to Galuzzo. She looks to take her space. Plays wide to Di Natale. Di Natale looks in behind. Great ball into Veins. She's put under pressure by Patry. Into Mix. Mix back to Nickel. First to it is 4-10. Nice recovering run to help her teammates out. Little mixed ball. Oh, great chance by Shipley. Wonderfully out by Lebrecq. Little broken play there, and Shipley's first to bounce on it. Gets in, has a chance. Quebec keeper with a great save as she came out, closed the ankle, took the chance away. Lebrecq tells her team to tuck in and get up. Ball to half. Veins tries to turn and get onto it. Today's wind is just going to send that one out of play. Veins on the ball now. Veins looks for Lee. Lee pokes it back to Galuzzo. Takes her touch to open up. Plays wide to Andrade. Andrade looks for Shipley. Pouliot reads out well and steps in. Pouliot across. Tremblay's touch just takes it back. She looks wide. Back into 410 in the middle. 410 back out wide. Tromboy. Lemieux. Turnover. And Garachi looks to send Mix. Mix there, but nobody in the box for her yet. The ball will hang up on the cross. Shipley again first to it. Headers from distance, and Lebrec, no pressure, able to take that one with her feet. Patry on the ball now. Patry plays that one directly out of bounds as Vanes had moved to the middle. And Lemieux's into the check back. Di Natale plays long. First to it is Patry. .410 lays it off for Waugh. Back into 410. She looks for Vanes. Vanes gets her body, gets turned. Grillo does a good job, gets to it first. Lemieux trying to play it all the way across to Picard. Pouliot now. Waugh. Nice little cut inside. She looks for Vanes inside. .410 first to it. Her header goes back. Lemieux plays it wide. Tromboy now deep in the corner. Pressure by Vanes. Plays back. Lemieux swings it in. First to it is Lee. Her ball was only as far as 410. Out to Pouliot. Now Picard looks to get turned. Well defended by Andrade. Didn't allow Picard to get turned. Shipley now. Quebec combines to keep that one in play. 410. Across to Lemieux. Back to Waugh. Waugh plays wide to Pouliot. Shipley in. Tackle. Waugh does well. Just lets that one run. Ball finds her teammate. Out wide to Vanes, who drifted out. She looks to have a strike, but Grill is first to get a touch on that and block it. Di Natale now. She dribbles, looks to play in Mix. Ball just died in the wind. Patry into Waugh. Lee was able to get a touch on that. Grill wide to Di Natale. Di Natale looks to play Mix, but first to jump to it is Patry. Patry and Lee combined. 410 now with a strike. Great stop by Ontario keeper. Grasse's kick held up in the wind, doesn't quite make it to half. Mix on the ball now. She looks inside to Vanes. Lee on the ball. She plays Galuzzo. Galuzzo looks to swing it out wide to Shipley. Pouliot gets touch on it. She played inside to Picard, but Galuzzo's quick to get to that one. Garachi now with a good touch, gets by. Patry, second center back for Quebec, able there to clean things up. Shipley now with a little burst of speed. Past the first one, plays the ball into the corner. First to it is Blord for Quebec and out for a Ontario throw. Shipley to take the throw. Andrade heads it back to Shipley. Her touch is past the first defender, and the second one unable to get by the third. Andrade with the throw this time. Into Mix. Back to Andrade. Cross to defend that, just 410. Her touch is out of bounds. Andrade to take the throw again. Chiao into Shipley. Waugh came in, just let the ball run through, and then Shipley threw. Waugh. Referee whistles for a foul. See, even the ball just on the turf is just rolling. Can't even keep it still for a free kick. Grossi wide to Di Natale, looks for Vanes, is unable to keep it in. Quebec throw. .410 back to Tromboy. Plays across to 410. 410. His touch takes it all the way through to Grossi in the Ontario goal. Header won by 410. Vanes there first for Quebec. Her touch, couldn't get a touch on it. Lee now for Di Natale. Natale gets turned, looks for Mix. That ball's cut out by Tromboy. She looks to play through the middle through 410. Floyd now into Waugh. Waugh gets a half turn, but Lee does a good job, forces her back. 410 looks to play in Picard. Galuzzo there to cover for her wing back, and that one's out for a goal kick. Grossi plays wide to Di Natale. Di Natale plays long. Mix had come short for the ball, so it was just into the Quebec center back. 410 now on the ball. She plays Vanes. Vanes looks to return it back to Waugh. That pass is cut out by Ontario. Mix into the back of Patry. Free kick for Quebec. Just inside the halfway line. They play it quickly. Swing the ball across to the right side. Pull it out now. Plays into Waugh. Garachi plays, puts pressure on the ball, forces them to go back. Quebec plays back across to Patry. Patry looks to play into 410. Her touch gets past the center back, but Di Natale there to clean up. Lee on the ball now. Lee plays in Mix. Mix to Vanes. Vanes is fouled by Tromboy. Di Natale on the ball now. Into Lee. Lee gets a turn back to Galuzzo. She takes a good touch. Able to fight Andre. Andre looks for Shipley. Shipley's touch. Back to help her out. Help out the Quebec teammate is Pouliot. Ball rolls all the way to Grossi. Grossi to Grillo. Grillo all the way out wide to Di Natale. Di Natale looks for Vanes. Vanes passes. Only finds Vanes for Quebec. 410 looking for the run of Vanes. Only one to make that run was Di Natale for Ontario. Nickel now on the ball. She gets turned, uses her body well, protects the ball, makes a pass to Garachi. Garachi's touch is off. Quebec wins it back again, starts again with the center backs. Wow. Ball's played across to Patry. Patry takes 15-20 yards, looks to play wide to Tromboy. Tromboy keeps it in play, cuts inside, beats the first defender, can't get by the second. Garachi now with the ball. Shipley made the run inside, Pouliot tracked with her. Mix comes back and wins the ball back for Ontario. Little ball played in, and Vanes does a good job to get there and keep it in play. She plays inside to Garachi, back to Nickel. Nickel to Di Natale. Looks for Mix. Mix looks for Shipley. Made the run in behind, but the ball was played behind her. Pull it out now. Plays the ball in. Touched by to Vanes. Had a great chance. Couldn't get a touch on it. And the ball's right out of play for a goal kick. And a missed kick by Grillo. Just took it over Di Natale to Vanes for Quebec, who couldn't quite get a touch on it and get a shot on goal. We played 16 minutes of the first half. The score is 0-0. Sorry, my mistake. We played 24 minutes of the first half. Di Natale looks for Nickel. 4-10 now. Has a strike on goal. Grossi does well. Hangs on to that one. Plays back to Plod. Plod into Waugh. Waugh gets turned. Waugh's pass is not on. Garachi does well. Lee plays a great ball into Shipley. Plays it across to Garachi. Has a wonderful strike on goal. Miriam Lebrec equal to it. Stops it, but also able to hang on to it because Mix was right there for anything that might have been spilled. Been a couple chances at both ends now. Keeper's playing well. Lebrec plays it. Ball long, carried 3/4 of the field. Out of play. Unable to catch that one in his veins. Grossi plays wide to Grillo. Di Natale. Lee makes a run. Di Natale decides to go back to Grillo. Grillo plays long, looking for Mix or Vanes. Neither are able to get on the ball. Patry collects. Floored now for. Goes all the way back to Lebrec. Lebrec looks to play wide to pull out. That ball's out of play. Andre into lead. Wall now with the ball. Vane steps in and wins it for Mix. Mix to Garachi across to Mix. Puts the ball in the back of the net. Mix, great composure. Wonderful ball by Garachi. Dribbled out the defender. Made her commit. Slipped in. Mix. Mix first times it into the bottom right corner of the goal to give Ontario a 1-0 lead. .26 minutes played now. 1-0 Ontario. Lee wins the ball. Lee into Mix. Mix just flicks it. Pulley out for Quebec, first to it. Plays in 4-10 to Vanes. Gets turned. Dribbles past 3 Ontario defenders. Lets her in. Strike on goal. Grossi with the save. Vanes does well, gets turned. Dribbles past Di Natale, puts pressure on again. The second turn gives herself a chance to have a strike on goal, but Grossi's equal to it. Nickel looks for Di Natale making the overlapping run. Just too far ahead for her. Tromboy now with the throw. Into 4-10. Back to Tromboy. Tromboy looks to play 4-10, but her pass is off. Lee steps in and wins it. Di Natale. Ball over the top for Vanes to chase. Patry first to it. Good battle. Patry puts it out of play. Di Natale now with the throw for Ontario. .12 minutes remaining in the first half. Ontario leads 1-0 on a goal from Mix. Shipley with the header. Lebrecq first out to collect that. Lebrecq to Plord, Plord to Pouliot. Pouliot to Fortin. Looks to turn inside. Lee just left the leg in and tripped her up. Official Fortin to take this one. Well played in, bounces a penalty spot. Grossi out well, collects. Couple of Quebec players around, but she does well. Grabs that one, distributes it to Vanes, and Ontario looks to attack quickly the other way. Ball's played into the middle. Garachi had a wonderful assist on the goal. Does well, holds off Waugh, plays back to Galuzzo. Galuzzo looks wide to Andrade now. Andrade plays over the top to Shipley. Shipley's touch inside. Plays in Mix. Pouliot recovers, wins the ball back for Quebec. She plays back to Lebrecq, put under pressure by Mix. Lebrecq plays on Di Natale for Ontario, first to it. Her pass looked for Nico, but her pass was off. Good pressure by Galuzzo quickly on Quebec player Fortin. Causes another turnover. Di Natale on the ball again. Finds Vanes. Vanes under pressure by Tremblay immediately. Mix with it. Garachi with the ball now. Looks for Mix. Patry just lets it run out of play. Tremblay with the throw now. Lemieux checks in. Fortin now with the ball, plays back to Tremblay, to Patry. Opens up. She plays in Fortin. With space now to take. She looks to play Vanes first time. Di Natale there to stop that play. Nickel looks for Lee. Fortin now on the ball. Ball's played through. Grossi needs to be quick off the line to get to it. Taking her time now. Just looking to kill the last 9 minutes of this half as they're playing against the wind. Di Natale pass 4-10. Plays in Mix. Mix's touch is heavy and out of bounds. .410 looking to get turned. Nickel with good pressure on her. Lemieux now with the ball. Ontario does well, forces them all the way back. Patry with a good touch. Gives herself some space to play. She plays into 4-10. Plays Lemieux. Lemieux looked for 4-10. Shipley jumps on that ball. Her touch is heavy into the center back for Quebec. Mix with touch. She has a strike. Lebrecq down to collect that one. Lebrecq with ball long. That one will just run out of play again. Di Natale now for the throw for Ontario. She looks for Vanes. Vanes unable to get a touch to keep that one in play. Quebec's Tremblay will throw this one in. Lemieux on the ball. Plays 4-10. 4-10 to Waugh. Pouliot now against Andrade. Andrade into Picard. Her her return ball to Pouliot is too heavy. That was well defended by Andre. Got there, just stopped the play, waited for some help. Guluzo now. Lee on the ball. Lee across to Nickel. Nickel looks to Di Natale, who looks for Vanes, but Vanes is making the run in behind it. Substitution now for Ontario. Out is Vanes, and in is Mackenzie DeAndre. She's put under pressure by Tromboy. She leaves the throw for Di Natale. Di Natale into Mix. Mix does well to control it, and then it's fouled by Lemieux. Di Natale plays quickly to Nickel. Her touch is past Lemieux. She's in poured, able to be the first on that one. 4-10, 2-4-10, and great ball to Vanes, but she's unable to get a touch on it. And that ball's out of play. 5 minutes left, regulation time of the first half. Ontario took the lead on a goal for Mackenzie Mix. DeAndre so just knock it past Tremblay. Karachi looking for Shipley, only finds the center back for Quebec. Waugh now on the ball. She's put under pressure by Karachi. Ball runs wide. Tremblay first to it. She plays in Fortin. Fortin looks to find Pouliot wide. She miskicks it. Pouliot races back to get it. Fortin now to Pouliot. Pouliot. Lee gets in, knock the ball back. Pouliot now on the ball. Pouliot all the way back to Lebrec. Lebrec wide to Patry. Quebec looks to restart the attack. Patry takes 30 yards, finds Fortin. Fortin beats the first defender, but Nickel back to help her teammate out. Wins that one, then Guluzo through to clear it. Patry at half plays Tremblay. Tremblay to Lemieux. Back to Tremblay. Plays Fortin. Fortin finds Fortin. Couple of chances there. The flag was up for offside on Vanes. Grossi was out quickly to make the first save, got a touch on the second one, and the whistle went for the initial offside on the first ball through. Lee now to Andre. Andre back to Lee. Lee put under pressure by Fortin, back to Guluzo. She looks to play long. The wind holds that ball up. Gracchi flicks it on, but then Patry's first to it for Quebec to send it back into the Ontario zone. Grillo to Lee. Lee sidesteps Waugh. Nickel gets turned. Plays it back to Grillo. This touch is heavy. She's put under pressure by Picard. Does well to win it back. Plays it long to Mix. Patry for Quebec first there. She plays it off. Ontario player out for Quebec throw. Throws into Fortin, plays it back. Lemieux on the ball now. She plays Patry. Patry looks to clear it. DeAndre's headed ball just goes out of play. Tremblay now plays through the middle through Fortin. Fortin to Fortin. Plays back to Plord. Opens up, plays Pouliot. Shipley there quickly to put pressure on the ball. Waugh now passes in behind the run by Fortin. Galuzzo misses the ball. Vanes was making a run in, but Grossi again quick to get out and collect the ball and negate any danger that Vanes might have caused by getting to that one first. Nickel plays wide to Di Natale. Di Natale finds Mix. Nickel now looks wide to DeAndre. Her touch only finds the Quebec center midfielder Fortin. Patry looks to play long over the top to Picard. It's a tough ball for her to catch today though with this wind. Only seconds remaining of regulation time of this first half. Just waiting for the fourth official's indication. We'll have 1 minute of extra time, and we are now into that. Grossi looks for DeAndre, the ball's out of play. Tremblay grabs it quickly to play. She looks for Fortin. Right foot into the box. The only one there is Grossi. Grossi, his kick makes it to half. Mix first to it, flicks it on. Patry looks for Fortin. Fortin does well to control the first one, gets the second one on. Then Nickel steps in, takes possession. Pouliot's touch is heavy. Out for a goal kick. Shipley made sure that she was first to that one. And Grossi with the goal kick. There's the whistle for halftime. The Under-18 Women's Soccer Club Nationals, sponsored by Sport Check, hosted by Prince Edward Island Soccer Association. Score at half is 1-0 for Ontario on a goal by Mackenzie Mix. Welcome back for the second half of today's first game in the Under-18 Women's Soccer Nationals. Score at halftime, Ontario leads 1-0 on a goal by Mackenzie Mix. For those that may just be joining us, second half, Ontario is playing left to right with the wind at their back and the white strips. Quebec right to left in the gold strips. Today's wind about 40, 50 kilometer gusts, sometimes more. Definitely having an impact on the game. Vanes and Picard at half to kick off for Quebec as we just wait for the official to give a go-ahead. We're underway. 4-10 on the ball. She looks to play forward, plays wide. A substitution at half for Quebec. Looks like Waugh has gone out and LaJoie has come in. Poured across to Patry. Patry looks for Tremblay. That's cut out by Shipley. Sorry. My bad, that's Mackenzie DeAndre. Shipley's playing on the other wing. Lebrec now plays out to Poured back to Lebrec. She plays long. 4-10. Looks to get it under control. Unlike Galuzzo plays forward. LaJoie wins the header. Only as far as Lee. Lee plays through. Mick's not able to get on the end of it. Lebrec plays out to Patry. Patry to Lemieux. Lemieux to 4-10. 4-10 plays wide. LaJoie now on the ball. LaJoie looks to play 4-10 and Galuzzo quick to cancel that out. And she puts pressure on the ball. Lemieux now. Plays back to Tremblay. Tremblay to 4-10. Gurlow first to it for Ontario. Plays forward. Mix looks to get that under control. But Patry, little nudge in the back, is able to just put her off. Vanes looks to flick it around the corner for Lemieux. DeAndre plays inside to Gracci. She plays down the line for Di Natale. Wind carries that ball over the line for a throw-in. Tremblay now, the throw. Plays Lemieux. Lemieux looks to knock it back to Tremblay. She leaves her pass short, and Tremblay no choice but just to kick that one out of bounds as Ontario DeAndre put pressure on the ball. Di Natale now with the throw. She finds Mix. Mix gets a half turn, able to get the ball in. First to it is Patry for Quebec. Picard gets turned. Her pass doesn't find a teammate. Galuzzo again, quick to read the play, gets up. Stops the counter-attack by Quebec. Pouliot with the throw now. Pouliot looks for Picard. Picard tries to turn. Andre knocked the ball out of play. LaJoie on the ball. Pressured by Gracci. Puts good pressure on the ball. Pouliot goes all the way back to Lebrec. Lebrec looks for 4-10. Lee's first to it for Ontario. Lemieux just trying to clear the lines. 4-10 now. Under pressure from Lee, a battle of the 18s. Slide tackle by Andre now. A player down for Quebec. Andre shown the yellow card for that last slide tackle. Stoppage in play here now. Quebec can tend to injured player. We've played 5 minutes of the second half. Score is 1-0 for Ontario, and a first half goal by Mackenzie Mix. Quebec player looks to left ankle. I believe it's Naomi Fortin that's down. She and Lee came together and were fighting for the ball. It's good to see her able to get up and put some weight on that ankle. Hopefully she's definitely tender. Start play with a free kick now for Quebec. Currently playing down a man as the injured 410 has gone off. Quebec readying a sub on the bench. Cold conditions today for players, especially those that are sitting. Definitely want to make sure they're warm before coming into play, so taking a little longer to make that substitution for Quebec. Ball's played back to Lebrec. Breck looks to clear it. Hung up in the wind. Mix first to it. An individual that wins many of the balls in the air. Definitely has a height advantage over all the girls on the field. Lebrec looks to play long. Difficult in today's conditions to get any distance on the ball. Gratchy looks for Shipley. Shipley back to Andrade. Andrade looked for the run on the inside from Shipley. Miscommunication there, and ball's out of play for a goal kick. Change in tactics here for Ontario is Garachi's gone up front, and they've put 410 in the attacking midfielder role, obviously to help win any balls that are in the air, especially on the goal kicks. Handball against Quebec. Garachi now with the place on the ball. Quebec has dropped a deep line at the penalty spot. Two-woman wall. Garachi plays the ball in. Ball bounces in front of Lebrec. ricochets off her, and then Lee gets a toe on it. But that finds Lebrec as well. She makes 2 stops on that play. Keeps the score at 1-0 for Ontario. Ontario substitution now. Out is the injured 18. 4-10. And coming in is Emile Cloutier to replace her. 4-10 receiving treatment on the bench for Quebec. Short corner played. Unable to capitalize on it. Weren't able to get the ball into the box. Nickel was coming back from an offside position, didn't want to make a run for that ball. Ball's out for a goal kick for Quebec. Lebrec finds more distance on that kick. Mix is first to it. Shipley's touch takes her to the sidelines and out of play. 4-10 on the ball. Into Vanes. Vanes pressured by DiNatale. DeAndre looks to play it forward, but Vanes is first to it. Vanes uses her body. Gets turned inside. Runs into Nickel. Garachi now finds Shipley. Passes just a little behind her. Nickel jumps to it. She looks for Mix. Patry does well, gets across. Knocks the ball out of play. DiNatale now with the throw. She looks long for Mix. Patry's first to jump to it. Four tens pass. Looking for Tremblay. Out of bounds for a throw in. DiNatale in the Mix. Mix looks to cross it. Lajoie first to it. Clears it as far as Vanes at halfway line. Vanes touch is heavy. And Andrade cleans that up. Lajoie looks to play wide. To Pouliot. Looks inside to Picard. Picard to 410. Vanes whistled for offside. Grassi plays quick to DiNatale. DiNatale comes in. She plays Nickel. Nickel across to Lee. Lee looks to Shipley. Yeah, and that ball just takes off in this wind. In the last couple of days, we've seen Shipley with great pace, but today it's just difficult to catch that ball, especially as it's played from the right side of the field to the left. The wind blowing on a bit of an angle. Goal kick taken quickly. Ball didn't come outside the box. Patry played it early, so needs to be retaken. Breck tucks the team in tighter, looks to play long. Mix first to it, finds Garachi. She looks to get turned. Plord, center back, goes through, wins that ball. Lemieux looks to play Picard. Galuzzo does well, clears it. Not just clears, but gets it up the field to alleviate some trouble for her team. Garachi first to check to the ball for Ontario, followed closely by Plord. She put the ball out for a throw. Andrade now asking for some movement from her teammates, trying to find somebody. Her throws directly into the right back for Quebec. Pouliot. Throw in by Andre, looks for Mix. Mix put Pouliot under pressure. She gets turned, but her pass only finds Garachi. Garachi wins the corner for her team now. Looks like Nickel is coming over to take this one. Five players in the box for Ontario. Nickel looks to swing this one in. Lebrecht does well and comes for it. Lebrecht comes, not able to. Second corner now in succession for Ontario. Nickel plays ball in. Wynn just carries that one out of bounds. Lebrecht looks to play quickly. No options there. Plays long. Finds Kuche. Gets the ball under control. Finds 410. She looks for Vanes. Grossi first to it. Guerrillo coming across to offer a little bit of protection for her keeper. Di Natale goes around Kuche. Patry wins it for Lemieux. Lemieux to Plord. Plord to Lajoie. Lajoie out wide to Pouliot. Tara does a good job shifting across, shutting off any channels, forces Pouliot to go backwards. Shipley puts her under pressure and knocks a ball out for a throw. Kuche on the ball now. She looks to play Picard. A little bit of skill by Galuzzo to shake the Quebec striker. Gives space and looks for Garachi. Andre wins the header, finds Pouliot. Mix plays the ball through to Garachi, and again that ball just carries and out of play. Lebrecht with another goal kick. Wide to Tromboy. Tromboy plays inside to Kuche. Kuche into 410. 410, twisting and turning, not able to find any space. Kuche looks for the run of Tromboy. DeAndre first there for Ontario. Tried to find Di Natale. That ball's out for a Quebec throw. Kuche back to Tromboy. Tromboy looks to cross it in first time. Grossi out to collect it. Looks to play long. Pouliot first to it. Wise not to let it bounce. The ball would just carry and pin them in with another goal kick. 410 with a quick turn. Looks to strike the ball. Wind held that one up. Grossi does well, comes out. Looks to play quick into Mix. Mix gets a touch on it. Only finds Pouliot. Patry into Kuche. Kuche under pressure by Garachi. She plays back to Di Natale. Plays Mix. Mix flicks it on. Nobody to flick it on to. Just rolls to Lebrecht. Lemieux plays into Lajoie. Joy to 410. 410 looks to play Picard, but that one's cut out by Galuzzo. She plays forward, off the mix, puts Tremblay under pressure. Patry can only find the feet of Ontario midfielder Nickel. Lee put under pressure by Lemieux. Shipley, Pouliot fight for possession. Lojoy with the ball now. She plays Kuche. Kuche to Lemieux. Lemieux wide to Tremblay. Tremblay to Patry. Patry plays nice ball over the top for 410 to run onto. Grillo first to it. Then 410 gets a touch on it. Gluzzo's coming across. She takes that one off the face, and it's out for a Quebec corner. Corner be taken by Evelyn Vaines. Good ball to the back post. 410 first to it. Ball's out of play. Di Natale shields it, out for a goal kick. Grassi looks for mix over top of her end. Lemieux's head. Patry now with the ball. Ball is off of Ontario defender's hand. .410 to play this one. Ball's up, hangs up in the air. Flicked on, and Grassi collects it. Looks for Shipley, just too far. 410 gets turned. Plays wide to Vaines. Goes past her. Tremblay through. Grillo there. Tremblay into Vaines. She gets turned. 410 has a left-footed effort. Grassi taking no chances, making sure she pushes that one wide. Out for another Quebec corner. A little bit of pressure here from Quebec in the last 5 minutes or so. We have 17 minutes remaining in the second half. Ontario leads 1-0. Vaines to deliver this corner again. Gets to it, first to it. This Quebec. Ball's played in, then cleared by Ontario. Tremblay with a touch. Official calls the foul on the first one by Di Natale. Quebec only leaving one back. Ontario with everybody back to defend this. Ball's played into the back post. Long. Grassi with the goal kick now. Grassi plays Galuzzo. Plays Andrade. Andrade looks long to Mix. Mix gets there, but Plord equal to the challenge. Kuche on the ball. Plays it back to Patry. Patry into 410. Looks to open up, but Lee wins that one. DeAndre play the ball into Shipley. It goes past her and the center back for Quebec. Out for a throw. Substitution now for Quebec as they look to change tactics a little bit. Out is Picard. In is Belot. And it looks like they've moved the center back Patry up front to replace where Picard was playing. Lebrec's clearance. LaJoy plays long to Shipley, tracking back well for her team. Andrade wins that one. Ball rolling down the sideline. Pouliot plays back to Lebrec, who gets this one, but they're the third of the way up the field. Lee plays over the top. Lebrec plays quickly to Kuche. Kuche to Tremblay. Tremblay plays down the line to Galuzzo. To Vanes. And Galuzzo's over to stop that one. Clears the ball for her teammates. Ball bounces over Plord. Mix looking to win that one back. Pouliot covers for her center back. Ball's out for an Ontario throw. Andrade will take this one. She looks for Shipley. Pouliot does well to hold that one in. Lebrec with a little bit of pressure on from Garachi. Her clearance can only find the touch line. Andrade now for another throw. Quebec's touch is heavy, out of bounds again. Lemieux tried to break out. Andrade looks for Shipley. LaJoy first to it. Garachi has a strike on goal. Lebrec first to it. She plays quickly to Tremblay. All kinds of space now to play. As Quebec starts to look for this equalizer. We're getting late in the game. 13 minutes to play. Ball's played through. Gluzzo gets a touch. Then Andrade does a good job to get there and recover. Ball over the top. Mix, give and chase. Hold this one in for her team. She's unable to do so, but ball's out of play. Corner flag of Quebec's defensive zone. Tough one to play out of with this win today. Good throw. Kluche with the ball. Back to Pouliot. Pouliot looks to clear it, and that one's directly out of bounds. Andrade throws into Shipley. Shipley holds off LaJoy. Then 410's in to win it for her team. Lee gets a toe on that one. Strike on goal. Ball's wide. Stopped by Lebrec. Pushes it wide. Ontario. Coming across to take this one is Garachi. Left foot in swinger here. The ball won't stay still for Garachi with this win. She plays the ball in. First to it is Quebec. They clear it. It was off the foot of Lemieux. Ball's played, held up in the wind. Vanes checks back. Now finds Patry wide. She was unable to get it down quickly. In the middle for 410. 410 plays wide to Vanes. Good tackle by Nickel. Takes the sting off that shot and then cleared by Ontario. Nickel looks to Lee. Lee does a good job checking around her before the ball comes, knowing what's going on. She looked to play for a run for Shipley or Mix. Neither are able to get a touch on that one. Lebrec now will punt this one long. Finds Kuche. Kuche can't get a touch on it. All the way through to Di Natale. It's pressured by 410. Grillo comes wide, gives her an option. Tremblay cuts that pass out. She looks to play Vanes. The pass only hits her in the back. Grillo's touch takes it out of play. Tremblay with the throw. Finds 410. Uses her body to get turned. Galuzzo through to win the ball. Shipley and Mix combine. Pouliot tracks back to win that one. So time to dribble. She looks for Kuche now. Kuche finds Lemieux. Lemieux to Patry. Patry plays first time inside to 410. 410 plays over the top for Patry. Galuzzo again with a little bit of skill to give herself some time to clear the ball. She finds the feet of Shipley. Shipley in to Lee, lead him, Mix, and back to Lee again. Lee looking for the run of DeAndre inside, wasn't able to connect. Mix looks to win the ball back for her team. Shipley now put under pressure by LeJoy. Andre's pass just too high for Shipley to substitution now for Ontario. Out of the game is Stella Lee. Coming in is number 23, Victoria Vanes. Looking to solidify things in the midfield, some fresh legs. Vanes did play the first half, but had 33 minutes to rest. 7 minutes remaining in the second half. This battle for first place in Group A. Andre looks for Mix. Mix unable to get a touch on it. That ball runs out of bounds. Another substitution for Ontario. Out of the game now, Mackenzie DeAndre. Into the game, number 78, Nadia Pollock. Shipley plays the ball for Garachi, unable to get there, but she wins it back, cuts out the pass, plays in Mix. Nickel looks to play Garachi in. Garachi puts pressure on Pouliot. Pouliot to Plord, to LeJoy, into Lemieux. Lemieux looks for Patry. Her pass can't connect. Cleared, finds the feet of Mix. Below does well, just heads it back to Lebrec. Vanes in quickly to win that loose ball. Shipley looks for Mix. Vanes goes up with LeJoy. Referee whistles for a foul. LeJoy plays 410. Fortin gets turned. She looks for Vanes. Unlucky off the thigh of Di Natale. Up and hits her hand. Free kick here from about 30 yards into the wind. Free kick taken by Fortin. Goes high. Grossi with the goal kick here. 5 minutes remaining. Regulation time in the second half. Ontario leads 1-0. Goal scorer Mackenzie Mix. Grossi flicks that on. No Ontario player able to get on the end of it. So Quebec looks to turn and come back again as they're pressing for equalizing goal here. Patry can't get by Andrade. Her touch takes the ball out of throw in. Pouliot looks for Patry. Andrade puts it out of play again. Throw deep now in Ontario's end. Pouliot looks for Fortin. Galuzzo does a good job to shield the ball from Fortin. Let Grossi come and collect. Grossi plays long. Lemieux touches heavy. Ball's over the top of Pouliot. Shipley unable to get to it. Pouliot with the throw. Finds Kuche. First touch is unable to help her control the ball. Little combination play from Mix and Vanes. Mix call for the offside. Lebrec with the free kick. LaJoy first to it. Vanes gets turned, able to hook the ball in. Andrade clears that one for Tremblay. Looks for Vanes. She's shepherded by Di Natale. Substitution now for Quebec. Out of the game is the right back Pouliot. Coming in is Marie Sevigny. Tremblay throw it in, throws it into Fortin. Fortin's touch to Vanes. Vanes gets by Di Natale. Clearance. Out of bounds. Last 2 minutes of play. Quebec's thrown everybody forward, but one center back. Keeper Lebrec is in there. Vanes plays the ball in. Pushing and shoving inside the box. And official whistles for a foul against Quebec. Grossi now. Grossi plays. Substitute. Sevigny comes through to try to control it. Her touch is out of bounds. Ontario throw now at the halfway line. Into the final minute of regulation play. Throws into Lemieux. Runs long. Tremblay. LaJoy. Touch. Gracino out to Shipley. Shipley does well. Gets around. Gets her cross in. Blord is the first one to. Ball's played to Patry. Patry looks inside to 410. Ontario doing a good job of getting bodies behind the ball. Touched by Andre, gives enough for Galuzzo to Shipley back to knock the ball out of bounds. Throw in for Quebec. Linesman, assistant referee, sorry, flags for a foul. Galuzzo to take the free kick. Ball's played long. Lemieux first to it for Quebec. Veins in, commits a foul. .410 now to take this free kick. Again, Quebec, everybody forward, except for the center back. Ball's played in, hung up in the air. All kinds of bodies at the top of the box. Cleared by Ontario. Poured. Foul at the halfway time. Tremblay on Di Natale. Di Natale plays long. Ball bounces over right back. Lebrec. Lebrec plays long. Ontario throw in. Headed by Shipley is into the middle. Veins in to win it. Shipley wins it again. Looks for mix. Plord across to cut that one out. Veins up to win it. Sevigny's touch is out of bounds. Ontario will look to slow this down to kill the final moments of this half. Throw looking for mix, unable to get to it. Galuzzo plays the ball forward for mix. Throw deep in Quebec's end. In for Lemieux. Lemieux to Sevigny. She looks to switch the play through Kuche. Kuche to 410. 410 looks to play over the top to Veins. Ball's hung up in the wind again. Won by Di Natale, then flicked on by Veins. Shipley now. Touches long. Lebrec out. Quick out to collect the ball. She plays forward. LaJoy flicks it on to Patry. Patry looks inside to 410. Can only find Nickel for Ontario. Lebrec hustles out to keep the ball in play. Lebrec plays long. Veins first to it. There's the final whistle. Final whistle. Final score is Ontario 1, Quebec 0. Goal scorers Mackenzie Mix, thanks all those listening today.